जय श्री कृष्ण. भीमातीरनिवासाय पंढरीपुरवासिने पांडुरंग प्रकाशाय विठलाय नमो नमः.
And he was from physics department. I happened to make a very simple inquiry. I said, Professor, what is it that you're working on? What part of communication do you mean? He said, no ma'am, I just want to tell you that when A is talking to B, A is really not talking what he wants to talk to B, and B is not understanding what A wants to talk to him, and A is not really able to understand what B wants to understand, and B doesn't really know what A is communicating. I understand what communication, I said. You realize this is communication. This is the communication between all of us. Don't say that at the end of tomorrow. Something must have entered. Because we are using the Lord's words. These are not my words. I am just a courier messenger. HMV, her master's voice. That's what I am. Acharyas have spoken before me. Great men have spoken before me. The recording has been done faithfully, and I present it to you. Endaro Mahanubhavulu Andariki Vandanamudu. Many men have spoken before me. Many great ones have spoken on the Gita. We are only repeating, very simple repetition of the great mastermind. That's all that we are doing. And who is replying to whom? Jivatma kare sawal, Paramatma hai deta jawab. If you have a doubt and you find people around you are incapable of answering, don't go to anybody. Don't get confused. Open the Gita. The Gita speaks to you in first person singular. I am not making a dogmatic assertion. Tomorrow morning, when you are rising from bed and you have a question, open the Gita and the answer will come to you. The Gita opens at a page which reflects your mental condition, no doubt. For years together I have tried it. For years together. I walked into an old library in Moscow, very old library. And there was a Sanskrit section. And I asked the Lord, do you really care for me, Master? An old book, 100-year-old book, which was there, copy of the Gita. And I opened it. It opened at Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ejana Paryupasate Tesham Nitya Abhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. In the cold of Moscow, in the snow of Moscow, I opened a tattered book. And that is how the Lord speaks. Nobody had opened that book for several years, you can imagine. It opened at that page. How does it open? No bookmark. Nobody had handled that book before. The Lord speaks. The Lord speaks every day's problem. The word that you utter will be found in the translation which you read. You let me know after you tried it yourself. It's a very personal dialogue between the Lord. Don't ask the press reporter to come or the videographer. It is between you and the Maker. More intimate than the intimacy between a husband and wife. This is the intimacy between the Maker and the maid. And He speaks to you. His voice is there. Master, says Arjuna, man doesn't want to commit a wrong. Man knows what is wrong. Man knows what is sinful, and yet he is forced to commit sin. What is the reason? Do you think all those who are breaking law love to break law? No. Somewhere in their heart, go and meet criminals. Somewhere in their heart, there is a strange helplessness. I don't know why I committed murder. I don't know why I took to this life. I didn't want to be a terrorist. I didn't want to break the law. I wanted to be a good citizen. I wish I had the opportunity to be a good citizen. When my musician brothers invited me to Varda, one of their friends took us to a prison. And I spoke to the prisoners there. And as I was speaking, so many had tears in their eyes. And I said, if I had met them before their crime, they would not be in prison then. Before the crime had been committed, somebody had told them not to commit crime, they would not have committed. That's why Galsworthy felt behind every criminal is a history of helplessness. If somebody had guided these criminals, they would not have landed up as criminals. Arjuna is asking the representative question, why does a man commit sin? 3rd chapter, 36th verse, if you have the Gita with you. Atha kena prayuktoyam.
Atha kena prayuktoyam.
Papam charati purushaha.
Papam charita purushaha.
Anichan api varshneya.
Aniccham api varshneya.
Baladiva niyojitaha.
Baladi yojitaha.
O Vashneya, please tell me, Krishna, from the Vrishni Vamsha you are, why does man commit a sin? Kena prayuktoyam purushaha, ayam purushaha, kena prayuktoyam papam charati. By whom is he forced, driven to commit a sin? Anichannapi varshneya. He doesn't want to commit a sin. A murderer does not want to murder. One who takes to violence does not like violence, and yet he does it. Baladiva niyojitaha. What is it that is forcing him? What is it that is propelling him? What is it that is impelling him? What is it that is making him do things against his will? Anichannapi varshneya. Baladiva niyojitaha. That is why after committing a crime, everyone has belated wisdom. I wish I had not done so.